Hi distinguished students, English with Knowledge World Academy, your perfect tutor, Mr. Gilbert CJ. So in this video, we are going to look at another type of composition, a very important one, and that is descriptive composition. So this type of composition comes in section A, paper 1. As you know, you write two compositions in paper 1. So in section A, we have 5 types of composition that come. This is where you are going to find descriptive composition. So look, I want you to target 4 compositions in section A, and that is argumentative composition, narrative composition, descriptive composition, the one that I'm about to teach you, and later writing. Once you know these 4 types of composition, just try to know them by heart. Once you know how to write these 4, I'm telling you, it will be very easy for you to choose a question from section A. Let us talk about a descriptive composition. A descriptive composition. So you cannot write something that you do not know. What is a descriptive composition? From the name descriptive, it is a type of composition which skillfully describes somebody or something. Not just a matter of describing, but skillfully, meaning there is a specific order, specific format that is being followed here. So it skillfully describes somebody or something. So this type of composition gives a picture of what somebody or something looks like or feels like. It is best written using adjectives and adverbs. So we have to know the meaning of adjectives and adverbs because these are the most 2 words which are used when writing a descriptive composition. So what is an adjective? An adjective is simply a word that gives more information about a noun. For example, when we talk about mulenga, mulenga is a noun. A noun is simply a naming word, name of a person, name of a thing, etc. So when we say mulenga, now how is mulenga? Let's say mulenga is funny. Mulenga is funny. So funny is giving us more information about mulenga, trying to describe mulenga. So funny is an adjective. Sharon is fat. Fat is telling us more about Sharon. Hence, fat is an adjective. Great. On the other hand, what is an adverb? An adverb is a word that gives us more information about a verb. A verb is a doing word or an action word. So, for example, she is walking. She is walking. So, walking is an action word. It is a verb in this case. Now, how is she walking? She is walking slowly. Have you seen? Slowly. So, slowly is an adverb. It is modifying the verb walking, telling us more about this verb, telling us the manner in which this action is happening. He is running fast. So running is the verb, it's the action word. Now fast is telling us the manner in which the running is happening. Hence fast is the adverb. I hope you now understand these 2 things. So these are the 2 words that are mostly used when writing a descriptive composition, because you describe a person or a thing. So now there are some things that you have to consider when you are writing this type of composition called a descriptive composition. So first of all, to describe is to paint a picture of someone or something with words, so that one can easily visualize them in their mind or identify them when one comes across them. You are describing how Mr. Gilbert looks like. So you have to make sure that you paint a clear picture to that person, so that even if he or she meets me, they will be able to know to say this is Mr. Gilbert because you described me properly. So make sure you paint a clear picture of what somebody looks like. Secondly, a descriptive composition gives an idea of what a person, place, or thing is like or used to be like. You're trying to give an idea to someone so that they can know that thing, even if they have not seen it. they will be able to paint a picture in their mind to say, oh, I think it looks like this. That is a descriptive composition. Then the description should appeal to the mind's eye and all the 5 senses. So you have to use adjectives and adverbs. This will convey a vivid impression, a clear impression, both of what you are writing about and your own feelings. Describe it, she was looking so beautiful, so that is a descriptive composition. That's what they mean by should appeal to all the 5 senses. When say she looked so beautiful, he is so handsome, he's so what? That is a descriptive composition. Descriptive what? Composition. So you can describe a person, you can describe a place, you can describe an event, etc., etc. So let us look at how you can describe a person. So this is the format. This is the format of describing a person. You don't just come out and say, no, he's very handsome. There are some things that you're supposed to talk about in the introduction, in the main body, and in the conclusion. So in paragraph 1, first of all, the title is the question itself, as you know. The title for this type of composition is the question itself. Describe your best friend. Describe your best friend. You just write that same question on top there. Describe your best friend. Underline it if you write it in small letters. Do not underline if you write it in capital letters. That is your title. Now, how do you write the introduction? So in paragraph 1, this is where you write the name of that person, the sex, we mean, is that person a male or female? The age, nationality, duration of acquaintance, professional if known, mention religious or political affiliation. This is where you write things like his name is Mr. Gilbert Chibale, a male Zambian citizen, aged what, a tutor at Knowledge World Academy, he is a Christian. These are the things that you talk about in your introduction. Now, not like the way I've just mentioned them. You have to connect them properly. You are writing a composition. And introduction is very important. Before you even go to your main body, you have to make sure that you write enticing introduction so that the reader will just look at it and say, this is making sense. Even if you haven't written things that are making sense in your main body, now because of your introduction, the marker will say this is making sense. So these are the things that we talk about in paragraph 1. So we said this type of composition skillfully describes somebody or something. So we are skillfully describing a person here. So in paragraph 2, this is where we talk about physical features. How does this person look? Any peculiarity, bald, hairy, or deformity, scar, harm, lame, crippled, or mental retardation. You talk about the physical features now. Then in paragraph 3, this is where we talk about academic qualifications and professional experience. In paragraph 4, the general conduct of this person. Is he or she an introvert? Or they are able to interact with people? General conduct. Oh, are they stubborn? Yeah, things like that. Then in paragraph 5, this is the conclusion now. So in your conclusion, you express personal wish or give readers details by which to identify this person through mannerism or etiquette. The first thing that can make the reader identify this person you are describing just after seeing him or her. So these are the things that you talk about in your conclusion. Now, once you see him, you just see by his greeting. He will greet you using his hands. This is what you write in your conclusion. Then you can also express a personal wish. This is how you describe a person. Now you can be worried. Do you need to write these things down so that you can be following through during the exam? You have to practice. So first of all, you have to write them down. Or in the introduction, you write this. In paragraph 2, you write this. Paragraph 3, you write this. Paragraph 4, you write this. Then as time goes by, as you practice, you find that these things will just be in your mind. You'll be knowing to say, oh, I only write the name in the first paragraph. I write the general conduct in paragraph 4. But this does not mean you should only write 5 paragraphs. No. This is just the guidance. You are now going to expand this. On the physical features, you are going to add some ideas. So you have sub-paragraphs. For paragraph 2, sub-paragraph, paragraph 3, sub-paragraphs, paragraph 4, sub-paragraphs, until you reach 250 or above. It should be above 250 words, but not more than 350 words. That's how it is. And approximately that is 1 page and a half. Now, how can you describe a place? So when describing a place, in paragraph 1, this is where you have the introduction. In the introduction, you write the name of the place, geographical location, where is it found, the background and activities of the place. Then in paragraph 2, this is where you talk about the foreground, the fence, if any. So you have started from the geographical location where the place is found. Now you are slowly entering into the details of this place. So you start from the foreground, the fence. What can someone see upon coming across that place? Then in paragraph 3, you talk about the middle ground. Now you are describing the middle ground. It's where you talk about the building in any direction upon entering the gate. Now this person has entered the gate. What are they going to see? You see a building on your right, on your left. So that's what we talk about in paragraph 3. Then in paragraph 4, background. The interior of the main building. Interior, we are talking about the inside part now. Then in paragraph 5, you have the conclusion. You simply mention unforgettable aspects of the place. And you can express your own view, whether you would like to visit the place or not. Yes, that's all. Now, describing an event. This is the most common one during the exam. Describing an event. So when describing an event, you are usually told to write a story, it's more like a story about what took place in the order in which it happened. What you need to follow here is the chronological order. In doing this, you are likely to write brief description of people and place as well. Because in your event, of course, there should be people who were involved and things were happening from different places or from a certain place. So that's why we are saying you will be forced to write brief description of people and place as well. So when describing an event, you just need to know that you are writing a story about what took place. Now you need to present this in order. Chronological order. So how do you write this type of composition, a descriptive composition? I'll give you one hint. When they ask you a question on descriptive composition, just try to relate it to real life. Bring that question into practice. Assume what they're talking about happened to you or is happening to you. You are involved. So when you do that, even your mind will switch. Like you are not in the exam, but you are there and these things are happening to you. These things are happening. Now describe what is happening. So just try to relate the question to real life. It will be very simple for you to come up with ideas. You have to be creative. Be broad in thinking when writing a descriptive composition, because they won't give you any points. They will just say, describe a place that never ceases to amuse you. A place you visited that never ceases to amuse you. So it's up to you now to come up with a place in your mind. Which place am I going to describe here? Okay, I'm going to talk about that one. I'm going to talk about the museum, the national park, whatever. So be broad in thinking when writing a composition. Otherwise, it's a very simple type of composition. You just need to make sure that you follow the rules. Now, there are some things that you're supposed to consider when writing a descriptive composition, specifically when describing an event. So, one, it has the writer's point of view. It has the writer's point of view. Whatever you are saying is true. This thing happened to you. It didn't happen to the reader. So whatever you write is the truth. No one will question you. Just write your ideas there. Then it makes use of the senses. I talked about this. Then it is set in a place which the writer knows very well, and about the people and things that are familiar to him or her. You describe something that you know very well. They say describe a place that never ceases to amuse you. You think of a place that you know very well. A place that you know, so that you won't run out of ideas. Remember, you have limited time in which to write 2 compositions. Now, here I have some examination questions here. Choose one. I want you to choose one and try to write a composition. Number 1, describe an occasion when someone you know abused his or her authority and what the end result was. Question 2, describe an occasion when you disagreed with someone very close to you by clearly stating what caused the disagreement and how you resolved it. Describe an occasion when success by either a husband or a wife brought problems to their family. If you have seen this happening in real life, describe it. Right? Even if it's a true story. Right? But the examiner won't know that this is real life. No. You just write. So choose one question from these 3 and write a composition. I'll be waiting. I'll be glad to see you trying to write a composition. Challenge your mind. Try to think and write a composition. Thank you very much for watching. Your perfect tutor, Mr. Gilbert CJ. See you in the next video.